How's it going? Welcome back to another great video with the majestic one, the Lord Savior. Oh yes, that's right. And today I am very excited because we are going to be talking about Fallout 4. That's right. And it's been a while since, anyone's really talked about Fallout 4, especially since Starfield has come out and it's completely just overshadowed Fallout and especially, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, which in my opinion are much better games.
Why did you not optimize this game for PC?
We did. It's running great. It is a next-gen PC game. We really do push the technology, so you may need to upgrade your PC for this game, but it's got a lot of great stuff going on in it, and the fans are responding awesome.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
And we're going to get into all of that today and just discuss Fallout 4 in 2023. So this is my Fallout 4 in 2023 review. And yeah, basically if Fallout 4 is actually worth it now in 2023, or, is Starfield actually a better game? Because on release, Fallout 4 got a lot of love, but over time, I think finally the fans kind of woke up to the fact that actually, it's a good game. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad game, but especially with mods, okay? Mods can completely transform this game into something amazing, and that is, of course, the charm of a Bethesda game, and I'm sure that's what we're going to see with Starfield. Just give Starfield another 5 years to cook in the oven and it will be an incredible game. But there are a lot of problems with Starfield. I do like it. Sometimes I even love it. But a lot of the times it is very, very frustrating and it does feel rather outdated. But I'm not going to talk about that today. Today we're talking about Fallout 4. I think Fallout 4 is very relatable for the Gen Z players because basically, it's good if you have a short attention span. The dialogue options are very limited. And basically you can be a sarcastic prick, or you can be a junkie, which I'm sure a lot of people find relatable, or you can just be, just like Mr. Good Guy, okay? Fallout 4 isn't very good on options. Of course, that's something that Starfield did rectify, but what Fallout 4 is good at is the hand-to-foot exploration. That doesn't make any sense. But what Fallout 4 is good at is the exploration, okay, and that is something that Bethesda has kind of forgotten about, or they just kind of got carried away, I think, with Starfield, because what makes Fallout 4 and Skyrim so good is basically the wandering exploration. Yes, there are of course still loading screens. This is Bethesda and Fallout 4 being a much older game, but the open world aspect to it, okay, that is, without loading screens, that is what a Bethesda game. That is where the Bethesda charm is, the detailed environmental storytelling in locations, the DLCs that they added. Fallout 4 never gripped me on the story aspects, okay? I feel like it was an interesting premise, but they just didn't know how to actually make it compelling. But the main quest is to try and find your son, which most people would find that as a top priority, but I guess not for this guy, okay? He's too busy. He's already got shit tons of Dad of the Year awards stuffed in his closet. He doesn't give a crap about that little shit, okay? He's crapped out a whole bunch of them before, so it doesn't matter. In Fallout 3, you're trying to find your father, but in this, it's the opposite. So, Bethesda thinking very creatively here. But Fallout 3 does a much better job of grounding you in that world. You literally go from being a child in the vault to a teenager to then breaking out of the vault. And, the way the narratives and the quests and the locations are all structured, it's just so much more coherent and far better game if you ask me. So the story elements I do still think suck. That of course hasn't changed, but what has changed is the gameplay. And this is especially true because of mods, okay? Mods have completely transformed this game. If you want to play Fallout 4 as like a Metro game and, have it super hardcore, where you actually have to use gas masks and stuff like that, then yes, you can actually do that. If you want to play it as a DayZ zombie apocalypse, you can also do that. You can literally transform this game into anything now, and the mods for Fallout 4 are very breathtaking. They are unique, it just works, okay? It works very well because of the mods, and luckily you can even do console mods now as well, just like with Skyrim. So, now it's accessible and you can have a good time with it because you can completely transform the game. Quick word from our sponsor, which is me. I'm a little bit of a YouTube shield, so make sure that you do subscribe, or I will come to your house and I will send in a big super mutant into your bedroom.
All of this just works. It's not, I'm not kidding. The generators will power things through switches that require power, lights and other items, and then you run wires that connect them all, and again, it just works.
But the whole point of this review of Fallout 4 in 2023 is to look actually at the base game to see if it actually has held up. Because so many older games, I can list so many, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, okay, goddamn, Beyond Good and Evil, the first Assassin's Creed game, okay? So many old games still hold up today because they're original, they were creative before they got, completely saturated and just, the corporate vampires suckled all the love and attention out of them, okay? All of these games are still good today. Dishonored 1. So like I said, I've already talked a little bit about the story. Now I'm just going to break down some of the other elements of Fallout 4. So basically, the thing that I find most frustrating with Fallout 4 is the fact that there are no real choices and consequences. And a lot of people just blew over that, when it first released. And that was kind of the dumbing down of the RPG formula. Now most people don't really care about a sandbox RPG experience. And when you do get one, a lot of people complain about it. I'm not saying Starfield is the most in-depth, but it still does offer a sandbox of choices and consequences to a degree, not like Fallout New Vegas, but still to a degree, but people don't really care. They like a more curated RPG experience like Baldur's Gate 3, which is fair enough, but Fallout 4 completely missed the mark on all of that. There are no choices. You don't feel like anything that happens in this world matters, okay? What's good about this game, okay, is the exploration, and the shooting still feels good now, surprisingly, and basically the environments that you do explore, they sometimes do have interesting environmental storytelling going on. That's something Bethesda has been good at, and that's something that they completely forgot about in Starfield, it seems. So, it's so annoying, like, they take 2 steps forwards, Bethesda, and then they just, fumble and then take like several steps back. So Fallout 4 in 2023, what is it still good at? I would say it's an exploration shooter game, okay? A looter shooter, okay? This is a looter shooter, and I wouldn't exactly describe Starfield as a looter shooter that some people have, but Fallout 4 in every sense is basically a looter shooter. You have these leveled enemies, and the levels do actually matter in this game. You get a nice system of loot. I love the fact that everything that you interact with in this can be scrapped and can be reused. The building and the kind of modding of your weapons and stuff like that. I feel like they did the best job possible in Fallout 4. The other games haven't managed to do that as well. Skyrim or Starfield, the radio, the music, everything that you love about the Fallout universe is still here. But what I love about the Fallout franchise, especially in 3 and New Vegas, is that haunting, kind of dark, ambient world that you're inhabiting, okay? Basically, asking what is morally right, the different factions. The factions in Fallout 4 were never done that well, again, because of the lack of choices and consequences, and the futuristic, ideology that it's proposing to the player. That's what's super interesting to me. And Fallout 4, even though it's set in that universe, it never truly feels like this is a Fallout game, okay? But what it is good at is looting and shooting. The exploration and the environmental storytelling is still top notch. And the locations on offer, the quests are sometimes good. They're not the best quests that Bethesda have made. So all in all, looking back at Fallout 4 without the, rose-tinted glasses, as I was never a fan of that game, but also having enough time to view it as it is, and instead of, just hating on it because it's not, a true Fallout RPG, simply looking at it for what it is, I do think it is a good game. I do think, I was a little hard on it, but I also think that a lot of people should have pushed back more against Fallout 4. After New Vegas, Fallout just got diluted, and the RPG mechanics just became less and less important, and I just feel like Fallout 4 never makes you feel truly immersed in this, post-apocalyptic world. Fallout 4 also does force you into a role It doesn't ever let you be who you want to be exactly. You can never really be the bad guy in this, and that's something that is kind of difficult to do in Starfield as well. I don't know if that's some kind of twisted ideology that they have at Bethesda. I don't know. Of course, it lacks serious animations without mods. You know, I don't think that this game is going to be remembered for the ages, not like Skyrim or Oblivion or New Vegas, but I do think it is a good game. And if you like something where you can just switch off your brain and just do exploration and, you know, sometimes explore some cool things, and do cool shooting and gather a bunch of loot and, you know, use all of the resources to build stuff up, then I think you will still enjoy Fallout 4 in 2023. But I do think that this was the beginning of the downhill of Bethesda, and I wish people pushed back more on Fallout 4 on release, because then in Starfield we might have got better RPG mechanics, better choices and consequences. It felt like Fallout 4 forgot what made the Fallout universe interesting, okay? And that is the history and the factions of these, you know, people living in that universe, the twisted humor and the very dark nature of Fallout. By taking itself seriously but knowing when to joke on the darker aspects, Fallout 4 just felt slightly more lighthearted and comical. But I do feel like they took out so many interesting mechanics that made Fallout 3 and New Vegas so good. You know, like actually dressing up as different factions, or how you cripple your limbs, all of that kind of stuff. And this just transferred into 76 and then into Starfield. So I just wanted to talk about it because I think it would be quite interesting to compare, you know, where Bethesda is now and what they did before, and if Fallout 4 is still worth it in 2023. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you do subscribe and give the video a like. That would really help out the channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.